Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is the 29th of May of April 2023. It's significant in the sense that it is 1 month to the swearing in of the president-elect, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He will be sworn in on the 29th of May, and today is 29th of April. Whether that day will come, nobody knows. Reason being that there is so much issues surrounding that day. The case is presently in court before the tribunal. A date have been set for the hearing. I believe it's 12, 13, 14, 15 has been set for the hearing. And there's also the petition made by Atiku, the PDP presidential candidate, in respect to his dual citizenship. So we don't know whether that day will come, whether he will be sworn in. But there's also the issue of a preacher who said on that day, the president-elect, on the day of the swearing in, the president-elect will be arrested by the military. And that is one of the things, God willing, we will be talking about today. So like I said, today is the 29th, a significant day, 1 month to the swearing in, May 29th. And at the same time, there's a petition made by the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, in respect to Tinubu dual citizenship. There's also the issue of forgery, if that is being pushed forward. Then there's also the issue of the prophecy. And the preacher at the moment, there's an allegation of a double rape on him. A bail of 20 million was set. I don't know if met the condition of the bail. As at the last time I know, he's in prison, Kirikiri prison, until such time that he meets the condition of the bail. Now, if you're watching and you want to join this discussion, the link is on the comment section. Just click on it and it will bring you in straight into the platform, and you can share your own, add your own contribution to it. The major focus is the issue of the prophecy. Now, Nigeria is a complex country. So many claim, I rephrase, many claim that Nigeria is a complex country, to which I don't agree with. Take a listen at the video first. That will help us, give us a better understanding of what I am talking about. Take a listen.
Follow. He will be declared winner on falsehood. The Lord, I saw Peter will be crying, red eye in tears, proper tears. I saw Atiku like this. I told Atiku 4 years ago, I told this team 4 years ago, that he will never become the president of Nigeria, and that's still within his stone. He will never. So there's nothing to bother. He should just go home and keep his money. But follow me carefully. A revolution is coming. A greater than NSAS is coming. People, the doors will be shut. You will not go to work. You will be in your houses. How will this revolution start? Hear me. How will the revolution start? Somehow the information will spill out that the election was rigged, and the youth will get to the street. It won't just be Lagos. It will be almost every state of Nigeria. The youth will get to the street and they will start the protest. These protests will be will lead to a revolution. Hear me? Peter Obi will go to court. He'll go to court. And the day for swearing him, Tinubu, will come. I saw white, I saw green. About to be sworn in that day. And everybody that I said is the next president will be rejoicing. We say, yes, I told you. Prophet that don't see far, was I telling you, didn't I tell you Tinubu is the next president? And while at that event, it looks like a very open ground, like a stadium-like center. I'm telling you what will happen. So, while at that event, military men will come in and they will arrest Tinubu. I'm playing the movie before you, Abi. So that you will know that prophecy is not just calling people's name.
I believe you've heard the video, you've listened to it, and like I stated with my opening speech, is that today is the 29th of April, I beg your pardon, 2023. 1 month to the day that Tinubu will be sworn into office, May 29th. There are several controversy issues surrounding him. In fact, I must applaud the man for being able to storm the weather. In fact, he's storming the weather in spite of everything being thrown at him. He deserves a kudos for it. The case is before the tribunal. Is set for hearing on the 12th, 13th, 14th, and possibly 15th of next month. There's also a petition that has been filed by the PDP presidential candidate Atiku in respect to his dual citizenship, the Guinean citizenship, and looking at the constitution to seek interpretation of the constitution in respect to the president-elect dual citizenship. The issue of the prophecy is what we will start by looking at. Are we going to, should this happen, it will be a case of having another June 12th. So it's going to be May 29th, should it happen. But many are concerned as to if this will come to pass. How does prophecy come into the equation of the presidency? Is it true? Is it false? Now, by May 29, we will know if that prophecy is true or not, because a date has been set anyway. So, if there was no date, then. But nevertheless, care must be taken in believing prophecies. I'm not so much concerned about the prophet, fake or genuine, because it's been pre-warned that there will be false prophets. But I'm concerned by the hearers, those who believe in this prophecy. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Ayo. I would like to bring you up to speed. Today is the 29th of April, 2023, I beg your pardon. Precisely 1 month to the day the president-elect will be sworn in. And there are several controversies surrounding him, the cases before the tribunal. And there's a petition filed by Atiku in respect to his dual citizenship. And there's also the issue of a prophet claiming that, or a preacher claiming that on that day, on the swearing-in day, Tinubu will be arrested by the tribunal. I'll play the video for you again to listen, just in case you've not heard it before we go further. Thank you very much for joining in.
Follow me. He will be declared winner on falsehood. The Lord, I saw Peter will be crying, red eye in tears, proper tears. I saw article like this. I told article 4 years ago, I told this team 4 years ago that he will never become the president of Nigeria, and that's still written in stone. He will never. So there's nothing to bother. He should just go home and keep his money. But follow me carefully. A revolution is coming. A greater than NSAS is coming. People, the doors will be shut. You will not go to work. You will be in your houses. How will this revolution start? Hear me. How will the revolution start? Somehow the information will spill out that the election was rigged. And the youth will get to the street. It won't just be Lagos. It will be almost every state of Nigeria. The youth will get to the street and they will start the protests. These protests will lead to a revolution. Hear me? Peter Obi will go to court. He will go to court. And the day for swearing him, Tinubu, will come. I saw white, I saw green. About to be sworn in that day. And everybody that I said is the next president will be rejoicing. We say, yes, I told you. Prophet that don't see far, was I telling you, didn't I tell you Tinubu is the next president? And while at that event, it looks like a very open ground, like a stadium-like center. You know, I'm telling you what will happen. So, while at that event, military men will come in and they will arrest Tinubu. I'm playing the movie before you, Abi. So that you will know that prophecy is not just calling people's name.
you read it for yourself. Now the man's present circumstances. There's an allegation of double rape on him, against him. Like they say in law, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. It's in Kirikiri prison, and it's in Kirikiri prison as at the last time I heard, because a bail of 20 million was set on him, including forfeiting his passport because he posed a flight rate, and there were other conditions. So whether he has met this condition, I don't know. I don't know the update. So I will yield the floor for you to weigh in on it. Remember, I did stated earlier that the case is before the tribunal. Date has been set for hearing 12, 13, 14, and possibly 11, 12, 13, 14, or 12, 13, 14, 15. Judges has been selected. There's a discussion in the social media among the concerned people that the selection is not balanced. They are looking at it from the point of ethnicity. So I yield the floor to you for you to weigh into this matter. Thank you very much. Hello, you have to unmute yourself. I think you're frozen. You can go out and come back on the platform. if you're hearing me. Anyway, I'll continue until I have Mr. Ayo back on the platform. Like I stated earlier, that my concern is not just, all right, I have you back, so I'll use the floor for you to weigh in on it, Mr. Ayo. Thank you. You have to unmute yourself. You keep dipping in and out. Yeah, that's it. And you have to speak.
Everybody have whatever they feel, but we should be very, very careful, because if you are in an authority position, people tend to follow and believe whatever you've said. The inauguration is just next month. See? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You keep dipping in and out. Go ahead.
Yes, sorry. We have to wait for the 29th to come and see if his so-called prediction will be right. Let's reserve our comment until when 29 comes and go, because he said he's speaking authoritatively and he's speaking to a congregation. We should be very, very mindful of what happens in Nigeria. Not far from Nigeria, Sudan. Peace is better than violence. Election is come and gone. The matter is before the court. A man of God should not meddle in politics. His sole aim is to win souls to the kingdom of God. So, politics is there. We have the law within and constitution within Nigeria that can address anything. They should be given the chance to do it. Promoting the military to take over a government, my brother, now this one they thought say tire me.
All right, thank you. There are two things. There is one thing common, I beg your pardon, between the Bible and the Nigerian Constitution, which is one is subject to amendment, the other is not subject to amendment. The Constitution is subject to amendment and interpretation. The Bible is not subject to amendment. It has already been amendment. The last amendment was done by Jesus Christ. And nobody else again has that power to amend it. But there's one rule that applies to both of them. You disregard the Constitution or the Bible, you disregard it at your own peril, as they say. And that is the problem with Nigeria. We disregard our Constitution. The citizens, the legislators knows about this Constitution and they use it to their own personal advantage. And because the people do not do anything about it. Now, I would like you to weigh in a little bit on the Constitution of Nigeria. Some hold the claim that it's a fraudulent document, that it is our problem. Do you share this views or opinion or claim by these people? You have to unmute yourself, please.
Whoever hold that claim that the Constitution is maybe wrong, they are part of the electorate that votes in the senators that are responsible for amending anything that is wrong within the Constitution, because they are the lawmakers. I've never seen any senators in Nigeria that come before anybody that, oh, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. The senators are the lawmakers in Nigeria. They are the one that will amend the constitution if the constitution is wrong. So why are people not taking the senators to account? If you can answer that, then I will know what to say. Why are people not taking the lawmakers to account?
I wish I could give you an answer to that question. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer to that question, and that is a message that we are preaching out or wants to put out there. That I said to somebody who I was having a chat with on the YouTube, in respect to the selection of the judges, and it was saying, it based it on ethnicity. And I actually told him, listen, this issue on ground is not about ethnicity. Oh, he went there, this and that. There are no Igbo judges or no much Igbo judges, this and that. And now ask him a question. I said, if you can answer this question, then I will know you know what you're talking about. The judges selected, or that has been selected to hear this case, have you gone over the cases they presided over the years to be able to make that determination that they will not be fair in this issue on ground? Now, I've not heard from the guy, so I'll make an excuse that he's busy. So, as I stated earlier, go ahead.
The problem in Nigeria is we base many things on ethnicity. We shouldn't. Back in Nigeria, everything is based on ethnicity. Outside Nigeria, if you are treated unfairly, you won't like it. Everybody should be happy with whatever selection that has been made and trust them that they are going to do their due diligence with the fact that is being presented to them. Whether if it is an Hausa man, a Yoruba man, an Igbo man, whoever, we should trust each other. The lawmakers, the judges, we should trust them to arrive at the right conclusion, not on ethnic ground. Nigeria should have moved beyond that. How old is Nigeria now? This is 2023.
I think we are 60 or 61, if I'm correct. I can't remember how old the country is, to be honest. 1960 to now should be.
So at 60, so
yes,
we are still on ethnic ground.
You see, it's unfortunate, and there are a lot of social medias out there in respect to owned by Nigerians, and they are focusing on this same election, May 2023. And the sad part of it is, like I said to everyone, they're backing against the wrong tree. We're putting the cart before the horse. And like you rightly said, why, or the question you asked that I'm unable to answer, why are we not holding our legislators to accountable in our constituency? Because that is where I strongly believe that if the country goes on that route, the citizens follow that route, we will see a positive change within the system. But unfortunately, everybody's been sentimental because of Peter Obi, so whom I have great respect for, whom I voted for. But I think at this point, the citizens should take a step back if we really want a change. But even if the judgment favor Peter Obi, that change we are expecting still will not come to pass. Unfortunately, because I've taken a critical look at it. Number one, When they said it does not have a structure, now I understand, even though the structure that exists, I understand. There's no much legislators, Labour Party have been represented in both houses. So if they're going to pass any bill, they don't have that power, that numbers to vote against that bill. Now, that is one problem, but it can be solved by the same people, because despite the fact that the Labour Party does not have members in the House, the problem in the country is affecting everyone. So whether you are APC, PDP, whatever it is, we are facing the same problem. Absence of electricity, no good road, healthcare, education, unemployment. So if the citizens will only come together and say, let's hold our legislator to account, section 110 subsection A and B of the Constitution, which is entitled the recall, then we will see that positive change. Now, I put out a video in respect to Tinubu's health that most people are going on. But before we go there, I need you to take a read at this. If you can, let me say, in respect to the prophet, prophecy that on May 29th, Tinubu will be arrested. Now, I am not in the position to say he is right or he is wrong, for the fact that he has mentioned God. There's this preacher that was in APC who claimed to be the 16th president. I'm trying to remember his name again. When I remember his name, I'll bring it. Who claimed that he will be the 16th president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as revealed to him. Now, I was asked this question, Andrew, do you believe this man when he says he's the 16th president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria after Buhari? My response was, on paper, he will never become, he will not be the 16th president. This being that his name is not on any of the, it's not any of the candidates. His name is not on the ballot paper that people will vote for. He lost in the primaries. In fact, I think he didn't gain any vote in the primaries. So it will take a divine intervention for him to be the 16th president. But on paper, it is impossible. Now, when you take a read at what is shown on the screen there, let the prophets speak 2 or 3 and let others judge. The word judge there means to determine whether what they say is correct or not. Now, there is this notion that you don't question, in the context of Nigeria, you don't question prophecies, or you don't criticize or determine whether they are false or not. Do you agree with that? Based on, this is the scripture, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 29. Do you think people should look at it and criticize where it needs to be criticized? Or is a case of, oh, the prophet has spoken, nobody should speak against it? I yield the floor to you.
The problem is, remember, they will say, thou shalt not touch my anointed. And that is what they use back home in Nigeria. If a prophet, even if a prophet is wrong, they'll say, let God judge him by himself, or not be me. That is a problem. That's what I'm saying. Let 29 comes. Then he might be asked, you said this. This is the first day of President Tinubu. How did it come? I hope, in quotes, somebody will be able to ask him that question. Social media is good. The altar It's a sacred place that whatever you speak there, many lives is affected. 29 is just around the corner. The most important thing is peace. People that witnessed war before, they will tell you they never want to see it again. Nigeria is tough, everybody knows that. Things are not easy, everybody knows that. But this is politics and governance. We don't hold people into account. And until when we start holding people to account, recalling people, recalling even governor. We don't want you, we don't want you. Oh, I have 4 years. No, we don't want you, we don't want you. Everybody will sit tight, but now even a councillor has never been recalled. People will, oh, it is the will of God. Let him spend his 4 years. We wait until the next time. You cannot go by the Bible like what you said. The basis of judgment is written revelation of God. And that is what he said, that he's talking, not by his power or it is being revealed to him. This is what is going to happen. Inauguration has been set, which is 29th. By the special grace of God, we will still be alive to witness that. Let's wait.
Thank you. Let me pick on what you said and buttress on it, because that has been my major focus. You rightly said that the altar is a sacred place, and whatever they say from there affects life, and which is 100% correct. I said this earlier that I'm not really concerned about the prophets, because we've been pre-warned that there'll be false prophets and false pastors in there. But it's a listener. And here is the problem there, that people fail to understand or to grasp. Now, should that prophecy not come to pass, to those who have believed that prophecy, Christians in quotes, what happens is that their situation, either personal or nation, increases. Their problem increases. And this is according to Jeremiah chapter 28. There was a contest between Jeremiah and what? And the prophet Ananiah. And so the prophecy that God has given, that the children of Israelites will go on exile for certain years, and it was described as a yoke of wood on their neck. He put a yoke of wood on the neck. But this prophet came, called Ananiah, and told them that initial prophecy is not correct. In 2 years or 5 years, you will be set free from the shackles of Nebuchadnezzar. Now, in fairness, that is a good thing to hear. Because why? If you sentence me to 20 years imprisonment and somebody comes to tell me that they've reduced my sentence to 2 years, that is a good news. Everyone will be delighted. And that is the same case with the issue of this prophet. When you listen, most people were delighted. The people in the church there were delighted. Even the Peter Obi camp, because at the end of it, he said after the military takeover, they will ask for who they should hand over to, and Oshibajo will be suggested. Oshibajo will pull back. He's not going to accept it because he doesn't want a rift with Tinubu. But if you go back to the primaries when they had, Oshibajo walked past, Tinubu deliberately snubbed Oshibajo, meaning that there's already a rift between them. So the issue of him not wanting to have a rift with Tinubu put that prophecy into question. That's number one. Number two, Osinbajo wants to be president. Hence, he was in the primaries. He did not yield the floor to Tinubu. I saw Tinubu was upset over that. So why would Osinbajo not want to be president on the ground that there's going to be a rift between himself and what? And Tinubu? That's another issue there. And number three, he said at the end of the day, the P2B will be sworn in. Date and time, he doesn't know. Now, back to Jeremiah 28, when the prophet has finished, and Jeremiah said, okay, we shall wait and see. In the whole times when prophet gives prophecy, when it comes to pass, then we know it is indeed of God. So Jeremiah left. I don't know the distance he has walked, and God told Jeremiah, go back and go and tell that prophet that what he said is completely lie. He made the people of God to trust in lies. And as a result, God said, remove that yoke of wood from their neck and put a yoke of iron on their neck. It now increases their sentence for them be trusting in lies. Jeremiah 28. This is the risk. Like I said, it is not about the prophet. I'm really not concerned, but about the people, because like you rightly said, this can have an effect, a consequential effect on their eternal salvation. And as such, it puts everything into problem. So when we say people should not judge prophecy, here the scripture is saying, no, you have to make a determination. And that determination can be solely made by what? By the written revelation of God. I yield the floor to you, please.
The matter is before the court, and the court will decide.
Yeah, I think the court will decide.
Before the inauguration.
Correct. That is the hope. That is the hope that they will decide before May 29th. Hopefully, but if they don't,
they have to, because once the president is sworn in, it cannot. The court cannot say, no, you are no longer a president.
The court can say that. Yeah. P2B has gone to court twice when he was governor of Anambra State, and I think it took the case 2 years, and he won the case, and he was reappointed. He went back to take his position as a governor of Anambra State. Now, there is no provision in the constitution to that effect. But I don't think if P2B wins the case, I think the right thing to do is for the president Tinubu to step down, and that would be a very hard thing to do. But we'll see how it's going to play out.
Let's see how it's going to play out. But the most important thing, let the court decide whatever they want to decide. Hopefully, they might give you 1 week, 1 serious 1 week. Hopefully, their case will have merit, and they will have to pass their judgment. And whatever they decide, if the inauguration will be shifted, we will know. If the inauguration will not be shifted, so we wait for the so-called revelation, either to come to pass or for questions to be asked.
That's very important. I would like to thank you for joining today. One last thing we will talk about is in respect to, even though we've covered it in a way, in respect to the health of the president-elect. And I believe we spoke about it in private, but I made a video, and there has been a little bit of backlash, and for me to start having to clarify reason for that video. Some said, someone said, are you supporting Tinubu now? You said you have the document to prove that he is fit. No, I said, listen, the solution to our problem is in the Constitution. Even Biden announced his second He wants to run for second time. He's equally an old man as well too. But he said it's up to the citizens, the people, to judge him by his age. I love that statement. Let me see if I think I would like to read it out. And that is the message. It's up to the people, to judge him. Let me get out the quote. Yeah, I got it now. I'm going to read it out now. And photo. He said, President Biden says it's up to Americans to judge his age and decide if he's fit to serve as he seeks a second term. Now, indirectly, he's telling them that go to your legislators. If I'm not fit to serve, they will say that. Now, it's equally also in the Constitution that if there is a concern over the health of a president, not president-elect, after he has been elected, presently there are concerns over his health. And rather than the people to go to their legislator at this time, putting pressure on them to say, listen, we have concern to the fitness of this man at the end of the day. So as soon as he's sworn in, is to be subjected to a medical checkup. Nigerians are not doing that, but rather we are taking to social media. Could you weigh in on that, please? Thank you.
The health of an individual, we are not doctors here or diagnostic technician. I think it should be in the Constitution if there's any doubt that the president is not fit for office. There should be steps taken to address that. So everybody say, oh, it's not fit. You can say that about anybody. It's all hearsay. Can they present a document that specifies that it's not fit for office? Let's wait and see. We live in a world whereby nothing is hidden. If it's not fit, it's a matter of time. And I trust our legislators to do the right thing when that time comes. But because it's not fit, he can't contest, then why did the other political party did not take that to the court prior to the election and fight that? That look, we have proof, we have reasons, we have documents that shows this man is not even fit to be a candidate. Let the court deal with it, not social media. That is my take on it.
That's very important. Now, if you're watching, somebody just text me. If you're watching, the link is on the comment section. If you want to join this, you just go to the comment section and just press the link. Then it will bring you back. You've raised another point now, a very important point. P2P did not raise an objection or raise a concern over his head. Neither is Atiku, neither Kokoso, neither Showore. Maybe Showore did or not, I don't know. And but I don't know. I want to refrain from making certain comments because people will go on the fact that am I against the Obi movement? No, I'm not against Obi movement. I've often said this, and I'm trying not to use that phrase again. But maybe let me use it for the last time. That where stupidity is practiced and we are expecting a change, either it comes naturally or by divine intervention, it will never happen. I repeat again, where stupidity is practiced and we are not expecting a change, either naturally or by divine intervention, that will never ever work. I'm going to use that phrase for the last time because it seems some people don't like because I use the word stupidity being practiced. And but if we go by the definition, it's not an insultive word, but I will use it for the last time. But I use it to buttress a point, and that is the case of many Nigerians and even those in diaspora. And unfortunately, I have taken a hard look at this, and this channel is to provide solution. And the solution is for us to start to invoke Section 110, subsection A and B. Not until that time, we'll still be running in circle. And that's the message we will be preaching. I intend to preach. I don't have any other message to preach to tell Nigerians. And the sad thing is that when you hear those in diaspora that have the channels and they talk and they give advice, so even within the diasporans that go and meet the person, your representative in your constituency, they never apply the same or give the same advice back to people at home that your legislator or your leader in your constituency is who you should put pressure on to have certain things changed or amended or bring a bill to the floor to correct a lot of things. And for that, I will keep saying it and I'll keep preaching it. I will yield the floor for you to make your final submission before we call it a day. Once again, I would like to thank you for taking your time to come on the program.
Thank you very much. Listen, hopefully, people will see in between the lines. It is their mandate that is being taken to the House of Senate, House of Rep. Being a councillor, being a governor, it is the mandate which they gave to whoever is being given the opportunity to rule, and they should be accountable. Accountability is the watchword. Obi highlighted many lapses within the systems. Addressing the system and lying and giving people knowledge about the systems so that they know they are right is one of the most important things people can take out of this last election. They should know they are right. If you know you're right, it's very, very easy for you to exercise it. Election is come and gone. We thank God there's no civil war in that country. Let's wait for the court. Whatever the court decides, then we have to look forward on how we can make Nigeria great and peaceful. Thank you.
Once again, I would like to thank you. I broadcast every Saturday at 7:15, and I hope some other people will join us and have this discussion besides joining us. It is the application of the Constitution that will bring about a change in the country. There is nowhere in the world where any country that is progressing, when they ignore the Constitution, they regress back. They don't progress. And until we start to do that, that is when we will see the change. Even if you think the Constitution is a fraudulent document, it's still subject to amendment and to be changed. And so it's one thing to say it's fraudulent. It's another thing for these individuals to provide solution to the Constitution. And those in diaspora in particular, I often call on them. We should drop this our hypocrisy attitude. I use our hypocrisy attitude where we take on social media and thinking that is where the problem, the solution is. Yeah, it has its own benefit, but back at home, for you to tell a Nigerian to take 5,000 naira to go and buy data, it will tell you that 5,000 naira we make them a pot of soup that will last them for 2 weeks. So it ain't gonna work. So it's to go there and preach the message to them. And we will do that. Once again, thank you as I bring the broadcast to an end. God bless.
Take care.